Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I'm going to demonstrate for you guys movements that we can do using bands at home. Now obviously I'm using a standard power band because this is what most serious lifters have. I don't really know any serious lifters who don't have sets of these bands. These are the norm. They're the industry standard. And some people have said, hey, what about those tubular bands? I can't help you with those. I don't know anything about those. That's not something that most lifters are going to have. We usually have power bands for all of our speed work and everything else, but I use bands for a lot of stuff. I use them for a lot of prehab, a lot of rehab, everything else for myself, for clients. I use road bands. You can get also Elite FTS, and I know there's some other cheaper ones and stuff that you can get off Amazon that are not these serious brands, but I don't know for sure how well they will work or hold up. I've never owned them, so I can't vouch for them. I generally use Rogue. I've used Strength Shop when I was over abroad. All of those brands should be good to go though, and they're easy to get. They're in stock. You can order them, have them pretty quick. So again, usually it's going to be Rogue or Elite FTS, but I think if like you're in the UK, Strength Shop is pretty good. Look for comparable brands in your country. They are still out there, but this is what you want. And honestly, if I had to choose between a set of light dumbbells and a full band set, bands are going to go further. And I have bands that go up to 100 pounds. So if you guys who watch me train, you've seen the full set. And you can also accompany this with the body weight stuff that I showed you the other day. So keep in mind, I did full lower body weight workouts. Put that in perspective. This stuff can be combined together, especially stuff like the one-legged glute bridges. So what all can we do with this? A lot of guys say, what about chest and triceps? You can do push-ups with bands, okay? Put it across your back. Show you it standing in the air so that you get the idea, right? We can do bands like this. Right? You can also do them as full push-ups, and hopefully this doesn't mess with my mic, but the same thing can apply to a push-up on the ground. Well, of course, you've got to get it actually across your back. There we go. All right, push-ups. And they're pretty difficult against bands because we can get a lot of tension there. All right, you can work your chest and triceps perfectly there. About overhead pressing. Same thing, stand on the band, lift the band here, overhead press. Just like with a barbell. While we're there, you could do some triceps. Again, you can get these in different strengths. Now, if you have anything to loop it over, you probably have a chin-up bar or a pole or something or anything. You can also do triceps the way that I often prescribe them for clients, where you guys have seen me do. All right, we've just shown you guys how to do chest, front delts, at least some side delts, triceps. Easy. How about rowing? You can stand on it, grip it long ways, stand on both ends. Again, keeping in mind you can get these in pretty high tensions. You can do rows. Not ideal, but it works. Keeping in mind, you can add multiple bands together. We usually get these as sets. You know, if you get a pair of reds like this, a pair of blues, it gives you a lot of tension. You can use multiple of them together if you need to. We can do face pulls, hopefully without having to wrap it around the pole. Let's say you just have a door frame or something to put it on. You can usually put your foot up there if you can get it in position, right? You can do face pulls. But you need to get your foot higher than I did. I had a J-hook in the way. All right, there's a lot we can do for the upper body. You can also do curls. Again, you guys have seen me do band curls. All right, stand on it again, spread your feet to create the amount of tension you want. Curls. You can also do them as hammer curls. You wanted to get that angle. You could probably do laterals if you wanted. Probably have to stand on it like this or something. Yep, we can do lateral raises. You can work the whole upper body. And again, keeping in mind, really high reps and fatigue, you can still get a hypertrophic effect. So what about lower body? I prescribe banded good mornings all the time to my guys. You stand on the band, Loop it over your neck. All right. You can bring the feet out wider if you need to get more tension. All right, we can also do squats the same way. Also, if you have a stool, remember we talked about pre-fatiguing, doing step-ups in the bodyweight one? If you've got a stool or a box, you can probably do box squats. I haven't tried this yet. Let's see if this works. I have a feeling it'll work really well, especially if we go out really wide. All right. Box squats. So we can work quads, glutes, hamstrings, erectors, and particularly the good morning one. And a lot of people look at that and say, well, that's not going to give you much effect. Do sets of 20 or 30 reps and it will. It'll absolutely give you an effect. Now, could you try to do one-legged exercises with a band also? Probably. Probably. I'm probably not balanced enough to do that. I don't have the best balance in the world. So I'm not going to try that and hurt myself on here, but you could certainly come up with ways to do that. But if you start getting creative with this stuff, you can find you can do a lot. You'll probably find that if you wanted to do extensions for your quads, you could probably find a way to do it. But a step up is going to work better. You could probably find a way to do these for hamstrings. Especially if you have someone to hold onto the band on the back. Just have someone to hold the band in place, you could do hamstrings. All right, you do hamstrings. There's a lot of stuff you could do that way. Endless amounts of exercises you can do with bands. Just be creative. Just look at the things I displayed for you. Look at the fact of saying, hey, could I be creative and find a way to hook the band up or do things and do tension and do really high reps to failure. And I can tell you guys that if you're stuck at home right now without any free weights, it's going to be a hell of a lot better than doing nothing. It will help keep you from detraining. And if you're a total rank novice, you could probably make some gains doing it, right? And at the very least, you're still moving, you're still getting resistance training, you're helping hold on to your gains, you're staying active. It's good for you physically, good for you mentally if you're stuck at home right now. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time. Normal glute bridge. What is it that we do? We lay down on the floor. And I think you're going to find these to be more challenging than you'd think with one leg. Normally with a glute bridge, we would just do this, right? Roll the pelvis into posterior pelvic tilt. Like this. Well, what happens if we lift one leg up? These become difficult, and what you're going to find is that you might think that you're decently strong, but you might find doing sets of 10 with these with one leg up might be hard. Like this, okay? You can get to a set to failure, switch legs, because now, not only are we doing each side individually, you have the weight of your other leg out there, making it more difficult. The higher we go, and a step up is simple. Just alternate legs. Up. Notice we try to keep the knee back pretty far. Alternate legs. And take your time. Don't get fast with these. People want to rush this to get through a set. That's how you get hurt. Again, controlled step up, controlled back down. If you happen to have some light dumbbells, you can add resistance. And this adds up really fast. If you're in a pair of 25-pound dumbbells, it's another 50 pounds on each leg. Think of that in terms of adding another 50 pounds to a work set to your squats. It's a lot. I don't care how strong you are. All right? So again, we can do the same thing. But again, it's an exercise you've got to be careful with. And why we would do this first, we don't want to be fatigued, and we want to use this to fatigue the quads so that as we do other things, the other exercises become more difficult. Okay, they become more difficult. Now, people say, Jason, I thought you were against pre-exhaustion. You think it's an inferior method to just lifting correctly. It is. But you know what? You don't have access right now to 500 pounds of plates and a barbell. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So again, remember with the step up, put our foot up, gonna put my back into this safe position, breathe, step up, back down.